Jeanne d'Arc had liberated Orléans and put the English army to flight. However, as the English retreated, they became an obstacle for Charles the Dauphin. He needed a clear path from Chinon to Reims, where he would be crowned king. Nearing the town of Patay, the English sought to regroup. But Jeanne d'Arc and her French army were closing in. Fleeing the Loire Valley, the English were on the run. As they retreated northwards, a French vanguard was in close pursuit. Caught out of position, the French faced a surprise attack from the English rearguard. A detachment of English archers blocked the road with palings, an effective measure against cavalry. The French vanguard had to clear the road if they were to call in reinforcements. With the road cleared, the French army could safely bring in reinforcements from nearby allies. The French army paid their ally and received a detachment of reinforcements.
De besoigner. Pour votre service.
Hearing the rallying cry of the English coming from the village of St. Sigmund, the French were alerted to the enemy position. The French recaptured St. Sigmund and prepared to rendezvous with Jeanne d'Arc. The French army saw a chance to bolster their numbers and sent payment to their ally in return for reinforcements. But a large English detachment had set up a blockade. So long as that force was in place, the French vanguard could not reach Jeanne.
Attendez les commandements. Avant, compagnon.
With the English blockade destroyed, the French vanguard rejoiced at the arrival of Jeanne d'Arc and her troops. With their rearguard eliminated, the remaining English forces would now seek to escape the valley through the town of Patay. 3 enemy regiments were converging on the town along 3 main roads. Jeanne had either to stop the regiments on the roads or race ahead to fortify Patay itself.
Reste tous samsprest. Cesse le temps d'adventière, mes seigneurs.
Commandement incontinent, compagnon. Si fait comme toi ici.
Compagnon, nos allons.
As the forces of the valiant Jeanne d'Arc entered the town, the people of Patay rallied to her cause.
Que faut-il donc besoigner? Lors Battige s'estui.
Acces mes vos, sa compagnon. En avant.
Commandement incontinent, compagnon. Avant, sans alentir!
Oi, mestière de mouet.
Mais ici, laisse commandement. Je gagne de mon gage.
En besoigne. Giovanni Basti.
chevalières. Avant, mes seigneurs.
Besoigné à faire? Doncia Lores.
Que faut-il donc besoigner? Veille à la mine.
Demeurer. Homme fautrai. Lors batige sestu.
Soyez prêts. Veici les services. Perfect de l'artane!
Vaietz moué besoigne. Ça est homme fautrai. Doncia Lores. Longtemps va-t-il demeurer? Giovanni Basti.
Defense comme toi!
After an intense pursuit and a hard-fought battle, the French crushed the remaining English army, thwarting their desperate retreat. Now the triumphant Jeanne d'Arc could safely lead Charles to Reims for his coronation as King of France. The Battle of Patay was a disaster for the English. The French wiped out their bowmen and drove their forces from the Loire Valley. Now for Jeanne d'Arc and the Dauphin, the way to Reims was clear. The Maid of Orleans rode with the Dauphin through the streets and was at his side when he was finally crowned King Charles VII of France. But less than 2 years later, Jeanne was captured in battle, sold to the English, and put on trial for heresy. She spent 6 months locked in a dungeon, awaiting her fate. King Charles, who owed his crown to Jeanne, did nothing to help win her freedom. She was found guilty. On May 30th, 1431, Jeanne d'Arc was brought here, to the old market square in Rouen, where she was burned at the stake. She was 19 years old. But what the Maid of Orleans started could not be denied. Her victories were the first in a chain of successes for France's military. Liberty was within reach. Thanks to the leadership of two brothers, Jean and Gaspard Bureau, the French army became experts in the use of artillery, transforming it into a disciplined, modern fighting force. In 1448, King Charles was ready to make a major move against the English. He vowed to retake Normandy. King Charles VII's army would soon have access to the most advanced artillery in Europe, thanks to the master gunners, the Bureau brothers. While the brothers developed their weapons, the king laid plans for their use. He would bring Normandy back under French control. The first phase of the king's plan would give the Bureau brothers time to perfect their cannons. He tasked his army with claiming a base of operations.
Sivey!
With the town under French control, the Bureau brothers now had the use of the university and of their own siege workshop. Their next goal was to learn all they could about recent innovations in the mixing of the most potent gunpowder. While the army waited for their new weapons, they kept a watchful eye for any English attacks on the town.
De vers où faut-il Archers, prenez vos arcs. Preste portrait. Mon arc est preste. De vers où faut-il archer? Mon arc est preste. De vers où faut-il archer?
Commandement pour les chevaucheurs.
besogne à faire? Lors Battige s'estui.
Prest portrait.
Mei, emon destriers sonst recht.
De vers où faut-il archière? Dicte-moi mon Versailles.
Manouer assouvi. Belle œuvre.
Prest portrait.
Ah, mestière de moi.
Prest portrait.
Wo sunt die Kommandement?
Mon dicte-moi mon Versailles. De vers où faut-il archière? Dicte-moi mon Versailles. Dicte. Mon arc est prest.
À l'Arson suisse. J'attends.
Prest portrait.
The brothers worked tirelessly to cast their gun barrels, but they still needed insight into the latest gunpowder chemistry.
Les ordonnances. Bien, prestos à votre...
Sur qui me faut-il traire?
Avez-vous commandement pour moi?
Tout suit à votre plaisir. Vostre vouloir guidera ma terre.
Maintenant, exploitons l'ouvrage.
J'attends les commandements.
Advertance. Voici les commandements.
Que sont les commandements?
Obéir est divine vertu. J'enjambe la vouée de vertu.
Maintenant, prêt pour la besogne.
Oyez tous. Voici les commandements.
The Bureau brothers had successfully combined a powerful gunpowder recipe with sturdy cast iron gun barrels. At last, cannon production could begin. While the brothers turned out their cannons, culverins, and riboldequins, the French army would bolster themselves for the coming fight.
Oyez bien les commandements, Souda. Oui, optimé.
Advertance. Voici les commandements. 13-12, écoute les ordonnances.
Prêt pour les commandements. Nous délaissons ces lieux. Oyez bien. Veille en avant. Reste tous en Mesnil. Fiez-vous à moi. Ainsi soit fait. Allons plus que le pas. Je vais devant, ridez derrière. Si sera fait selon votre commandement.
With the mine under French control, the Bureau brothers had access to an abundance of iron for their gun barrels.
Nous allons avoir les commandements. Je voterai. Voyez bien les commandements, Souda. Je vais devant, ridez derrière. Je vous obéis.
Nous allons avoir les commandements. Oyez bien, ici les commandements.
J'attends les ordonnances et la gloire. Dépêchez-moi et Allah.
Je ferai votre commandement.
Je veuille à Artis.
Prêt pour les commandements.
Où dois-je descocher mon floachon? Je veuille à Artis.
Ma lance est preste. Donnez commandement.
Sur qui dois-je traire? Monstrez-moi une quintaine. Sur qui me faut-il traire?
Un commandement? Mon sang bouillonne.
Où dois-je descocher mon floachon? Monstrez-moi une quintaine.
Je ferai votre commandement. Nous allons avoir les commandements. Qu'ainsi il soit.
Sur qui dois-je traire?
J'attends les commandements.
Monstrez-moi une quintaine.
Dois-je rider?
Oyez les commandements. Cuidez au butin. Je quitte votre advertant. Avant, un sans l'arrière-garde. Soudain! Nous sommes
Que sont les commandements? Intimé. Si sera fait selon votre commandement. J'enjambe la fouille de vertu.
Ceste gloriose et il sera fait.
Les commandements vieux, c'est à Honor. Ce sera pour moi. Point d'élection de l'ennemi. C'est un orange. Assessment aux avoués. Avant.
With the skirmish won, trade could begin with the settlement.
J'enseigne l'ennemi à me craindre.
Dieu vous est en ta garde. Avant.
J'attends vos advises. Jacouet de compagnie marchande.
L'ennemi nous prend en canette.
Votre vouloir, qui l'aura fait?
J'attends les commandements. Tirez d'un continent. Je veux. Dois-je rider? Votre dit est bien clair. Envoyez-moi à la bataille.
Point de repos.
Qu'attendez-vous de moi? J'allais au lieu.
Avez-vous commandement pour moi? Je vais ouvrir une bouée marchande.
Oyez les commandements, Soudard. Oui, oui. Nous allons avoir les commandements. Ennemi nos archers!
J'obéirai.
Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon.
Précis
Les
pour vos
commandements
études.
vieux.
Nos balles sont prestes. Cette bouée nous donnera moult fruits.
J'attends vos advices. Je m'attise d'Estromine.
Oyez tous. Voici. J'attends les commandements.
At last, the French artillery weapons were ready for deployment. After years of preparation, the time had come for Charles VII to make his move. To take back Normandy, he would need to recapture the stronghold of Rouen, a critical fortress from which the English had been attacking Paris. Rouen walls would face an explosive trial against the mighty force of gunpowder.
Engins de siège assis. Les engins se meuvent.
Les commandements vieux.
Quelle besogne? J'y vais de combat.
Votre vouloir guidera mon air. Obéir est divine vertu. Je m'inclinerai à votre plaisir. Je vous obéis. Je ferai votre commandement. Oui, ce sera pour moi. J'obéirai. Pro populi nostri sanctem. Si tel est votre plaisir.
Tout est ordre, ainsi soit-il.
Oyez les commandements, Souda. Qui même aille après moi. Ainsi soit-il fait. Le champ nous attend. Si le fer tout dit,
Engins de siège ainsi sera.
nous attendons votre soudain.
Tout suit à votre... Tantôt vais-je l'entreprendre.
Cette victoire est mienne!
Le champ nous attend. Qui même aille après moi. Si le fait à toute tire. Nous sommes archiers de l'ennemi.
Tout est ordonné.
After raising the river port, the French soldiers seized a stockpile of shipworthy timber, which could be used for superior cannon frames. The brothers now had every available advantage in producing their guns.
Nous allons avoir les commandements. Ce sera pour moi honneur. Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnon.
est ordonné.
Prêt, suivez, vaille après moi.
Les engins de siège sont prêts. Engins de siège assis. Tout est ordonné. C'est une merveilleuse victoire. Tout est ordonné. Ça, engin.
Je quitte votre advertence. Assespez vos avoués. Avant. L'ennemi nos archers. Avant. En salaire.
Engin de siège. C'est quasi à
Je quitte votre advertence.
Nouvel tourment pour l'ennemi.
Avant. En sang l'arrière-garde. Je suis archer.
Tout suit à votre plaisir. Le reliquat et sera fait.
Les engins de siège, ça faut aller.
Les commandements saints soient-ils faits.
L'ennemi nous prend en quintaine.
Moult me plaît votre présence, compagnons. Avant, un saint.
Les engins de siège, ça, engin. En la voie.
Oyez les commandements, soudard, qu'ainsi il souhaite.
L'ennemi nous prend en quintaine. Victoire. Si son tour d'escoffier.
The French army bore down on the formidable walls of Rouen, ready to launch their final assault on this key English stronghold.
Engin de siège, assis. Engin, c'est l'heure de trêve. Engin de siège, assis. Contrat.
cause ce vieux misère dragueur. Avant! Je suis un chien! Nous attendons vos commandements! Brest, sous, porte la bataille!
Rouen walls were breached. The French army had at last exposed the heart of the fortress. Having lost the walls of Rouen, the English made a last stand to hold the city. The French would need to destroy the buildings that had housed the English army and drive out the enemy for good. With the English scattered and their buildings in ashes, the French had recaptured the critical fortress of Rouen. Charles VII had proven that France was no longer the underdog in the 100 Years' War. After decades of bloody dispute, Normandy was finally back in French hands. Thanks to the explosive force of cannon fire, the French were close to victory in this century-long war. But in a final grasp at power, the English dispatched a fresh army, equipped with their tried and tested longbows. Formigny would be a trial of old versus new, to determine the fate of France. English commander Sir Thomas Kyriel sent a large expedition to crush the French in Normandy. The village of Carentan was directly in their path. Massively outnumbered, the French skirmishers near Carentan would give their lives to weaken the English. Though they fought bravely, The French skirmishers could only slow the English advance. The main body of the French army finally arrived in the river valley. The French now needed to locate and destroy the English army. But they would face a well-entrenched enemy with several local garrisons. The French destroyed the garrison at Ricbec.
Je fais votre commandement.
En avant, reste-nous sans rester. Je vais devant, restez derrière. Allons plus que le pas.
French forces found a detachment of the English army attacking the town of Valognes. If they could stop the attack, they might gain valuable resources. With the English attack on Valognes halted, the citizens moved to support the French army.
Voyez bien les commandements, soudain. Je vais devant, restez derrière. Allons plus que le pas. Délaissons ces spuilieux. sera fait selon votre commandement. Prêt pour les commandements. En avant, 13 pouces en Mesnil. En avant, 13 pouces en Mesnil. Fiez-vous à moi. Ainsi soit fait. Je fais votre commandement. Votre éthique est bien claire. Avant, convoyons en Mesnil.
The English base at Saint-Sauveur fell to the French forces, but the enemy army was still at large.
Allons plus que le pas. Nous délaissons ce stuilieux. Je vais devant, prenez derrière. Je fais votre commandement. Pour les commandements. Nous attendons les commandements. Votre éthique est bien claire. À ceux qui appointent bien. En avant, 13 pouces en Mesnil. Votre esthète est bien claire. Votre esthète est bien claire.
The French forces located Kyriel's English army at a river crossing near the town of Formigny. Several of the Bureau brothers' heavy guns and other forces arrived to help.
Tout est ordonné. C'est quasi assouvi. Ça, engin, en la vouée. Ainsi soit-il. Ainsi sera fait. Oui, là par main.
Even with their cannons, the French faced the difficult task of engaging the well-positioned English army.
La quintaine est toute ruineuse. Les engins de siège sont prêts. Engins, c'est l'heure de trêve.
Nous allons avoir les coffrets pour Astier.
The French attacks succeeded in drawing the English front line out of position and across the river. Suffering losses, the English front line retreated back across the river.
siège assis. Engin de siège.
Prêt pour les commandements. Préparez vos armes. Plus à l'ennemi. Vos quatriers ont leur frein. Les coursiers sont prêts. Prêt pour les commandements.
The French received word that their Breton allies had arrived with their knights and horsemen. Now the two armies could coordinate. The Bretons saw an opportunity to attack the English from the back. Beset by the French, the English beat a hasty retreat toward Formigny. The English survivors entered Formigny. The French would have to take this town to secure victory.
Les commandements vieux.
Victoire!
Ça me plaît
La
votre présence.
capitale est dégagée!
L'ennemi sera vaincu, Iman.
Les engins de siège sont prêts. Ainsi sera fait. C'est quasi assouvi. Victoire! Ils sont anéantis!
With the last English army destroyed and the gates of Formigny thrown open, the French force in Normandy was victorious. Their well-organized forces and superior firepower had brought the arduous 100 Years' War closer to its conclusion. At Formigny, the roar of cannon fire sounded the death knell for England's ambitions in France. King Charles and the Bureau brothers did not let up on the offensive, and in 1453, the English retreated across the Channel. France was finally at peace. More than 100 years had passed since the first English chevauchés had scorched the land. The iconic French knights who fought in those early days would not have recognized their own military a century later. The English longbow, once the scourge of France, was no match for French artillery in the last years of the war. And by 1453, France's border looked very different, growing to encompass territories once claimed by England and their allies. After enduring a century of conflict, France emerged as a transformed nation. The country and its people had persevered and unified into a kingdom that could defend itself. Against all odds, France had won the 100 Years' War.
Rebelles.